911 dispatcher, what's your emergency?
Yeah, hi. My daughter is missing. I can't find her anywhere.
Okay, sir, calm down. I'm here to help. What's your name?
Andrew Wiley.
All right, Andrew. What's your daughter's name?
Lori Wiley.
How old is Lori?
She's 12. She just turned 12.
Lori's dead. You're charged with her murder.
So my daughter's dead.
She's dead. We found her remains.
Where?
You tell us. Because you wouldn't be here charged with murder for your daughter's death
Crazy.
if we didn't have evidence to support that you did it. We wouldn't be doing it all speculation. We wouldn't be doing it all somebody thinks you did it. You've got evidence to support that you did it.
You got evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of it.
That I killed my daughter.
Mhm.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Tallahassee, Florida. 12-year-old Lori Paige vanishes overnight, and for nearly 2 years, no one knows what happened to her. Her father, Andrew Wiley, tells police she slipped out the door with her backpack while he was at work. Detectives are not convinced. As months turn into years, a single phone seized from Wiley's home reveals searches for remote bodies of water in 2 different states. Hundreds of leads lead nowhere. Then, in the spring of 2025, a controlled burn clears the brush from a forgotten stretch of Georgia woodland, and investigators find what they had been searching for all along. What follows exposes a trail of digital evidence, a father's shifting story, and a motive far darker than anyone initially suspected. This is the case of Lori Paige, a search for a missing child that ended not in rescue, but in reckoning. Lori Paige was a 6th grader at Griffin Middle School in Tallahassee. About a year before she disappeared, her mother, Miranda White, gave up custody of her, and Lori went to live full-time with her father, Andrew Wiley. According to later court records, Lori spent long stretches of time alone in both households, often for hours at a stretch, a pattern investigators say had been in place since she was very young. The first sign of trouble came weeks before her disappearance. On May 8, 2023, Lori was reported missing after failing to return from school. She was found the following day in an abandoned apartment on Ocala Road, not far from campus. At the time, the case was logged as a routine runaway incident and closed. In hindsight, it would become one of the earliest data points investigators returned to. Later that month, on May 25th, her mother requested a welfare check on Lori, then visited her as person. The visit ended in a heated argument. Afterward, Lori told others close to her that she felt worthless and that she did not believe her mother loved her. It was a small, painful moment that no one outside her immediate circle would learn about until much later, when investigators began reconstructing the final weeks of her life. According to a probable cause affidavit filed nearly 2 years later, the night of June 1st, 2023, is when detectives believe Lori was killed. 2 days after that, on June 3rd, her father called police to report her missing. He told officers she had left their home overnight with her backpack while he was working a night shift, and that he had no idea where she had gone.
911 dispatcher, what's your emergency?
Yeah, hi. My daughter is missing. I can't find her anywhere.
Okay, sir, calm down. I'm here to help. What's your name?
Andrew Wiley.
All right, Andrew. What's your daughter's name?
Lori Wiley.
How old is Lori?
She's 12. She just turned 12.
The Tallahassee Police Department opened a missing persons investigation. Detectives canvassed the Continental Court neighborhood where Lori was last seen, distributed flyers at schools and community centers, and entered her information into the National Crime Information Center and the Florida Crime Information Center. Because Lori had a documented history of running away while living in Tennessee, her case was also forwarded to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement's Missing Endangered Persons Information Clearinghouse and to a Tennessee-based clearinghouse for missing children. If you watch up to this moment, please subscribe and turn on notifications to stay informed on the latest cases and investigations. Detectives spoke with a friend of Lori's, Diamond Ivy, who said she had not heard from Lori since the school year ended, adding that Lori did not own a cell phone or use social media that could be tracked.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Addison, this is Detective Childers with TPD. Do you remember speaking to me earlier?
Yes.
Hey, I was wondering if now's a good time to talk to Amaya.
Hold on 1 second. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. She's here.
Hi, Amaya. My name is Detective Childers. I'm with Tallahassee Police Department. So I'm assigned Lori's missing person case. I just took it over, and I just had some questions for you. So your sister had let one of our detectives know that you used to play Roblox online with Lori, and that she had the name Princess 044089. Are you sure that was her account?
I believe so. That's the last person I played with a few months ago.
Okay. Do you think at all there's any chance it could have been somebody else?
No, that's the last person I played with, like, since she's been gone.
Okay.
That's the count that she used were made.
Okay. Do you remember when that was the last time you guys played together?
The last time I was in Tallahassee, like, when was that was?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said the last time I was in Tallahassee, I'm not sure, but it was a couple months ago. And the last time I was over there, she used my phone and made an account. And I don't know what the password is, but that was the last time.
Okay. So do you remember if by chance that would have been in the summertime?
Yeah, it was like during Thanksgiving time, because when she was also here at our house, we was also playing Roblox.
That was at Thanksgiving?
Yeah, like around Thanksgiving time.
This most recent Thanksgiving, like 2023?
No.
No.
No. Oh, okay. So it would have been probably about a year and a half ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. How often did Lori play Roblox?
We tried to play whenever we can. Like, if we were bored, we would just play Roblox or, like, walk around the house and, just laugh and talk.
Gotcha. Did you guys ever play Roblox when you weren't together, like from each of your houses?
No, she didn't have a cell phone to do that. But when we was together, I'll play Roblox on my mom's phone and she'll play it on mine.
Wiley's girlfriend, Simone Robinson, who was out of state for military training at the time, told detectives much the same. Lori had no social media presence, though she played the online game Roblox and regularly watched YouTube. Staff at a community center Lori used to frequent said she had not been seen there since school let out for the summer. Investigators also visited Lori's grandmother, Brooklyn Paige, who allowed officers to search her home. She told detectives that Lori had been especially fond of her mother's former boyfriend.
Hi. How are you? I'm doing all right. How about yourself? I'm in there. Okay. Good. It's such a lovely day. So, I'm Detective Drake. I'm over Lori's case. So I am just trying to double check a lot of locations. She has been missing for a couple weeks now. So one of the locations was your house because I know she stayed here before. So is she here?
No, she's not.
No. Has she been here at all?
No. I mean, she's been here, but this is before.
Right, not in the past 2.5 weeks. Gotcha.
And just like I told the last couple of officers, last 3 officers that were at our back, I believe that she knows that if she shows up here, I believe in accountability. I've already told the last 3 officers, if she shows up here, I'm going to bring her to you guys.
Right.
And then you guys can take her back to her dad.
Okay.
Because I know that there is some type of process that needs to happen because there was a case. And I was under the impression that she had been found. Because when she came down here, when she brought Lori here, they had put her on 2 medications.
Okay. What kind of medications?
For anxiety.
Okay.
And I don't remember what the other one was for.
But no life-threatening illnesses? It was more like...
What do you mean?
Like insulin or
Oh, no,
heart
no.
medication
This
or
is
something
just like
like that.
peripheral. And Lori is really good at spinning lies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never seen anything like it before. And I tell the story all the time to my family. When she was 2 years old, when kids are supposed to have an attention span of a gnat, she would try to gaslight you. Because Lori has the ability to hold on to vengeance. I guess is the best way to put it. She has a tendency to hold on to that kind of stuff, but she also still has the mind of a child.
Right.
Well, she went to daycare, she played all day long, had a good time, and then at the end of the day, when it was time for her to be picked up, she remembered, oh gosh, I'm going to have to be in the room by myself. And she spun this lie on my dad, which caused him to be arrested. And because she can hold on to a thing for a while, and it was bringing her greater and greater attention, it kind of taught her that this is all I need to do to get the attention.
A man named Morris Jones living in Tampa and provided a phone number for him. Detectives were ultimately unable to reach him. For his part, Wiley told detectives that he had gone to Brooklyn to obtain Lori's social security number because her mother would not provide it, and that there was ongoing friction between him and the maternal side of the family. He offered his own theory to police, that Lori might be with her mother, since Miranda knew where he lived and knew his work schedule. None of these leads produced results. Through the remainder of 2023 and into the first weeks of 2024, detectives pursued hundreds of tips across Florida and neighboring states, conducting interviews as far away as Georgia and Alabama. Lori remained missing, and the case grew colder by the month. The turning point came on February 2nd, 2024. Investigators with the Thomas County Sheriff's Office in Georgia seized a cell phone from Wiley's residence. A forensic analysis of that phone turned up internet search history that stood out immediately. Queries about remote, secluded areas near bodies of water in both Alabama and Georgia. It was the first piece of digital evidence directly connecting Wiley to a specific geography far from where he claimed Lori had last been seen. In the weeks that followed, detectives began looking at Wiley far more closely. Investigators later said that inconsistencies in his original statements, combined with new information that emerged about his relationship with his daughter, shifted the direction of the case entirely. The Tallahassee Police Department's Violent Crimes and Homicide Unit joined the investigation.
You talked to your brother in the last week or so? Yeah. So I went to his house the other day and gave him some flyers to put on the trucks and stuff, and told his guys to look out. So.
Okay, I finally found it right as I stopped looking. So that's what Special Agents Rourke and I are going to go around hanging up anywhere and everywhere we can in Tallahassee. Gas stations, housing projects, anything, schools, everywhere we'll have that. The more places we can have her face seen, the better chances we have.
Miranda told us she weaned Lori off of those medications before she even brought her down here. So.
What kind of meds?
Something related to, it's used for 2 things, blood pressure and anxiety.
What was
it?
Glucophene. I can't promise that I'm spelling that word right, but we have already done records to get those records.
Yeah.
Either the grandma.
I'm sorry, legal process to get the
mom
records.
and just trust me. Like, we're a team. We gotta work together. Obviously, she had to be left home alone sometimes because I had to go to work. But yeah, she used to like. But the only time I ever saw her like down was when she talked to her mama.
Okay.
Like she'll still be quiet, but when whenever she talked to her mama, like her mama called the school one time and I didn't know, and she came home and then she was like, I feel like myself. I was like, where'd that come from?
Yeah, the phone call.
And I asked what happened, and she said she talked to her mama, and I was just trying to kind of calm her down.
That's the one where Miranda called the school and talked to her in her classroom. Like,
I don't know what happened. I know she said she called.
Okay. All right. I have to ask these questions. I've asked everybody these questions. Do you know where Lori is now?
No, I do not.
Okay.
No, I do not. And if I did, child.
I know.
All
right. That's out of the way, so I want to ask you some other stuff too, okay? Again, we look into everybody, we look into everything, all right? This job will make you cynical, and we have to go over every single thing for two reasons. One, we've got to make sure, because what's going to happen is if we get asked, why didn't you ask that question? You never asked the question. Well, we didn't, and we'll never know. And the reason we're asking was there's something happening at home that would have caused you to think that you couldn't go to work for whatever reason. Okay. The day that day leading up to Lori going missing. So you went to work that night, came home, she was missing. That day, whole day before. Did you leave town at all?
I don't know.
Was there any reason you would go to Jacksonville?
Jacksonville?
Mm-hmm.
Not that I can recall.
Okay. Because it looks like you went just before you went to work. So you went to Jacksonville during that day and then came back, then went to work. Do you know if you got home later than usual or earlier than usual?
It depends on the time. Because sometimes if I do overtime, I get off a little late instead of like at 4. It'd be like around like 11, 12.
Like, she would play on her mom's phone, and then Lori would play on your mom's phone so that they could play Roblox together.
No.
Whose phone should she have played on? Because she didn't have a phone based on that time frame.
She didn't play Roblox on the phone. And if she did play it on the phone, it wasn't her phone. It had to be, I don't even think it was her account. It had to be my girl's sister. But she never played Roblox on my phone.
Okay. We know she started certain internet accounts. I think she started Twitter, she started Instagram and all this stuff, but at some points you had taken her phone away, and we didn't know if before she even got a phone, did she start a different account? Or maybe we can get that information from your old phone, because since you've had this new one, it was after Lori left, right?
Yeah.
And that's why your new one doesn't do as much good. The old one might.
So, just because you don't have her Instagram account active on your phone doesn't mean that it won't be in the history.
But she didn't use my phone for Instagram. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. She didn't use my phone. She had a phone, but she didn't have a phone. She didn't use my phone.
Well, so that's kind of the problem we're running into, is we do know that she had other accounts, but I can't find them on her phone. So I know somehow
because
she's accessing
all
them.
that on her school computer.
But here's the
She didn't.
Yeah,
She didn't get on my phone to play. Like, she had a computer. She literally had a computer. If she had a computer, TV, she was straight. It wasn't like, oh, I just got that phone too when I got her phone.
Okay,
So that phone was new too.
So you got them at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah. So it wasn't like she was using my phone. She had a phone, but I took it away and she still had her computer.
Okay.
Like, I never took the computer away.
It's the school computer.
Yeah.
Right. What about your other computer? You mentioned you had your own computer.
Yeah.
And you caught her doing some of the stuff on that.
That was, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just talked about it, and then, I just talked about it. And then she started using my computer.
Okay. Is that computer synced to your phone?
No.
Are there any shared accounts between that computer and your phone?
No.
Okay.
Using the digital evidence recovered from the phone, detectives narrowed their search to a remote, brush-covered property in Thomas County, Georgia, known locally as Merrily Plantation. Multiple searches of that property were conducted over the following months. Each one came up empty. The dense underbrush covering much of the land made a thorough ground search nearly impossible, and the case stalled there for over a year. The breakthrough arrived by circumstance rather than by design. In early April 2025, a prescribed land burn, unrelated to the investigation, cleared away the heavy vegetation covering large sections of the plantation. On April 5th, 2025, investigators returned to conduct another search of the now exposed terrain. This time, they found human remains. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement later confirmed through forensic testing that the remains belonged to Lori Paige. 6 days later, on April 11th, 2025, the Tallahassee Police Department announced that Andrew Wiley had been arrested and charged with second-degree murder in his daughter's death, closing out what officials described as a 22-month investigation. At a press conference announcing the arrest, Police Chief Lawrence Revel told reporters that the department had promised 2 years earlier they would find Lori and bring her home, and that they had kept that promise, even though it could not undo what had happened.
Foremost, thank you for being here. Today is not a happy day. Today's a sad day in the sense that we did recover the remains of missing 12-year-old Lori Paige. I told you 2 years ago we would never give up. I told you 2 years ago we would find Lori and we would bring her home. I told you 2 years ago that we would find who did this and we would arrest them and bring them to justice. And today I stand before you to tell you we have done just that. So we have recovered Lori's remains and we have arrested the person responsible for this crime. So today with me is this group of amazing people that have been working with us nonstop on this investigation. It could not have come to the conclusion that it came to without this type of collaboration. So I'm going to take just a minute to thank each of them. State Attorney Jack Campbell couldn't be here with us today, but certainly they have played and will continue to play an incredibly valuable role in it. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement, again, just an essential partner. Assistant Commissioner Pollard, thank you, sir, for everything that you guys do. Zach Wilmer and ASAC Willis, thank you guys. Again, just amazing. Jennifer Camp is the lab supervisor who, again, the evidence that we found, they turned it around in 4 days. And again, that just doesn't typically happen, but that's the kind of collaboration that everybody put into this case. Nobody gave up on this case. And thank you. And that's what we're here to say. Pastor Ferguson has been, with us from the beginning, cheering this on, keeping it in the community, keeping it out there. We have Michelle McLaughlin, and tell me... Kairos. Who actually were the team that found the remains. After multiple... We did several searches over several different locations, and again, just a magnificent team in that. Thomas County Sheriff Tim Watkins was instrumental in our ability to go into Georgia to do the things that we were able to do up there. The support of his agency for our agency while we were up there was just incredible. So thank you, sir, for that. That was amazing. And I can't leave out TPD's lead investigator, Jerry Magna. So just a tremendous job. So with that being said, I'm going to read a statement, and you guys will get a copy of that. So after a comprehensive and exhaustive 22-month investigation into the disappearance of 12-year-old Lori Paige, the Tallahassee Police Department has arrested her father, 36-year-old Andrew Wiley, on the charges of second-degree murder. Since Lori's disappearance in June of 2023, detectives have pursued hundreds of leads, conducted interviews across multiple states, examined digital evidence, and searched extensively across North Florida and South Georgia. The case evolved significantly over time, with key developments ultimately leading to Wiley's arrest. The following provides an overview of the timeline of events that we followed. June 3rd, 2023. Lori Paige is reporting missing by her father, Andrew Wiley, and at that time, he claimed she left home with her backpack sometime in the night while he was at work. Summer of 2023 to early 2024, detectives pursued hundreds of leads across state lines. Lori is never located, and the story provided by Wiley begins to show inconsistencies. February 2nd, 2024, a phone is seized from Wiley's residence. A forensic analysis uncovers questionable internet searches, including queries about remote areas with bodies of water in Alabama and Georgia. March 2024, as more consistencies in Wiley's statements are identified and new information about his relationship with Lori emerges, detectives shift their focus more heavily towards Wiley. Early 2024, based on digital evidence, detectives begin searching a remote, brush-covered area of Thomas County, Georgia, known locally as a plantation. Multiple searches are conducted but yield no results. April 5th, 2025, following a prescribed burn that cleared heavy brush in the area, detectives returned to the plantation for another search. This time, they located human remains. The remains are processed by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, again, like I said, in 4 days, and positively identified as those of Lori Paige. This case has deeply impacted our community for nearly 2 years. Lori deserves a safe home and a full life. While today's arrest will never bring her back, it does bring us one step closer to justice. This arrest is a testament to TPD's unwavering commitment to solving violent crimes and bringing justice to victims and their loved ones. Anyone with any further information in this case is urged to contact TPD at 850-891-4200. To remain anonymous, you can call Crime Solvers at 850-574-TIPS. Again, we extend our sincere gratitude to the many officers, community members, and partner agencies who supported this case. Your efforts helped ensure that Lori Paige's story will never be forgotten. Lastly, just let me touch on some of the other agencies that were also involved. The Tallahassee Fire Department, the Leon County Sheriff's Office, Leon County Schools Safety and Security Office, excuse me, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the Nashville, Tennessee Police Department, Tampa Police Department, Pasco County Sheriff's Office, Clay County Sheriff's Office, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Merrily Plantation in Georgia, and TriSAR Canine Search and Recovery. Again, just some of the few. North Florida Search Team is who you guys are with, so I should mention them specifically as well. Again, I cannot thank you all enough for the collaboration on this case and bringing this to a closure. At this time, we are not going to take questions. I will tell you that we will be available as the investigation continues. We will make ourselves available in the coming days to address some of those things, but at this time, we will not take questions. So thank you very much for being here.
Wiley made his first court appearance the following day, April 12th, appearing by video link from the Leon County Jail. State Attorney Jack Campbell asked the presiding judge to deny bond and to bar Wiley from any contact with several members of his own and Lori's extended family. Both requests were granted.
TPD arresting Lori's father, Andrew Wiley, in connection to her death. The father had his first court appearance Saturday morning. Wiley was denied bond and ordered to not have contact with several of his family members. He had a public defender appointed.
2 days later, on April 14th, newly unsealed court documents laid out the physical evidence investigators had built their case on. DNA testing indicated that Lori had bled inside Wiley's vehicle. Records showed that Wiley had destroyed its personal electronics around the time of her disappearance and had taken concrete steps toward leaving the continental United States. The filings concluded that the evidence pointed to a pattern of abuse against Lori in the period leading up to her death, and that this abuse may have been sexual in nature. In the days that followed, the Tallahassee community held a candlelight vigil for Lori at Cascades Park, honoring a student remembered by teachers as dedicated and hard-working despite the instability in her home life. The most difficult details of the case emerged 2 months later.
Lori was a kind, compassionate, fiercely loyal, strong sense of morality, and an undeniable charisma that's so rare to see in someone so young.
She ran from class to class just to be sure she was never tardy. She was attentive and tried to get every answer correct on any worksheets or handouts that we did.
She definitely made an impact on my life, and I will forever miss her immensely.
We won't allow her memory to stay there in the forest. We brought her memory back to Tallahassee, and tonight we're going to celebrate the memory of little Lori Paige. This is the closure that we needed, the answer that we got. Let's come together as a community. Let's work together. Let's love on each other, because Lori could have belonged to any one of us.
It meant a lot to her when you would say something as simple as, "Good job." Looking back, I see that she wanted us to be proud of her.
I mourn not only for our community's loss, but for the whole world and the positive force that it was denied, which was a shining source of light that was dimmed far too soon.
We won't forget little Lori.
This young lady, we are proud to say, she was indeed a tiger.
In June 2025, State Attorney Jack Campbell disclosed that investigators believed sexual assault was the motive behind Lori's murder. He revealed that Wiley had purchased emergency contraception 2 days before reporting his daughter missing, a detail investigators viewed as significant evidence of what had taken place in the household. Campbell also disclosed that prosecutors had, at an earlier stage, debated whether to bring a so-called no-body murder charge before Lori's remains were recovered, but ultimately held off in part because of the possibility, however remote, that she had been trafficked rather than killed outright. Before the case could reach trial, it ended abruptly. On June 19, 2025, Andrew Wiley died while in custody at the Leon County Detention Facility. A preliminary report from the medical examiner, cited by the Leon County Sheriff's Office, attributed his death to natural causes resulting from a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot that cut off circulation to his lungs. With Wiley's death, the criminal case against him came to a close before a jury ever heard the evidence prosecutors had assembled.
Thank you for joining us here at 6 o'clock tonight. I'm Jacob Murphy. Julia's off this evening. Tonight, an investigation underway after a man accused of killing his daughter dies while in the Leon County Jail. Andrew Wiley died after a medical emergency last night, according to LCSO. Just 2 months ago, the sheriff's office announced his arrest, sharing the shocking news they had discovered the remains of his daughter, Lori Paige, in South Georgia. Paige had been presumed missing for almost 2 years, with billboards, signs, and search parties working to find her. Wiley was at the Leon County Jail, charged in Lori Paige's murder, awaiting trial when he died. Our Capital City correspondent Matt Hoffman joins us now from the jail. And Matt, you were there yesterday when you noticed something was off.
Yeah, that's right, Jake. We were here for an unrelated story when we saw, literally just past those gates, multiple fire trucks. That was a bit unusual, but there are some 1,000 detainees at any given time. When we asked, though, we learned of a surprising end to a long-running case. Police say Andrew Wiley killed his daughter, Lori Paige, and dumped her remains at a plantation in rural Georgia. He'll never face those allegations in court, though, after he died from a pulmonary embolism while at the Leon County Detention Facility, according to a preliminary autopsy report provided by the Leon County Sheriff's Office. Here's Margie Summers, a longtime paraprofessional and advocate for Lori Paige.
And there should be people crying in front of the media and begging for her return, and nothing's happening.
Authorities say Wiley's death was natural. His brother, Antoine Wiley, said he maintained his innocence until his death. Summers isn't buying it. For a long time, she didn't believe Paige's father was the one who killed her, but she does now.
I've tried to think of how else his ping could be in the exact place of her bones, and I have not been able to come up with one.
Summers said she met with Andrew Wiley on multiple occasions. While police say Paige was already dead, she didn't know that at the time, and she encouraged Andrew Wiley to speak out. Looking back, she believes his behavior was suspicious.
One of the times I met him was like months after she'd been missing, and I said, we're still looking, we're never going to give up. And he met us at one of the searches, and I was like, we're still looking. And I thought I was comforting him. He was probably thinking, lady, please stop. But I didn't think it was him.
Summers says justice has been served, but she also says Wiley's death leaves many unanswered questions. Now, those fire trucks were just where we had shown you earlier, but just literally feet away, you're looking at the medical examiner's office where that autopsy was conducted, literally right next door. For now, in Tallahassee, I'm Matt Hoffman, WCTV Eyewitness News.
All right, Matt, thank you.
The Tallahassee Police Department stated that no additional arrests were planned in connection with Lori's death. What remains is a timeline built almost entirely from digital fragments, forensic testing, and the patient work of investigators across 2 states. A case that took nearly 2 years to solve and ended not with a courtroom verdict, but with the quiet closing of a jail cell door. Did you find this case informative? If you want more true crime stories, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.